want to tell you today about my experience with the phenomenon known as culture shock. It shouldn't surprise anybody that culture shock is real, but it might surprise you to know that it is a phenomenon that has been formally studied and that follows a highly predictable pattern. If you look at figure 7 in chapter 3 of our text, you'll see that this follows a wave, and my experience, the wave is a pretty accurate metaphor to use. So you start with the honeymoon stage. The honeymoon stage is when you arrive in a country and everything is interesting, everything is great, everything that is different is unique. You're learning something every day and you really are enjoying that like a vacation and like a good honeymoon should be. But eventually that honeymoon stage ends and the wave crashes down and you enter that phase known as culture shock, or some people would call it homesickness. And that's when the things that had previously been interesting and different are now difficult and frustrating. You really miss the comforts of home. You miss the foods that you used to have and the family and the friends that are no longer with you. And that becomes a very difficult thing. But it does end. You can fight your way back up to that period known as readjustment. And so culture shock is real, but it does go away. Now, this happened to me. Now, in summer of 2002, my wife and I moved to Prague in the Czech Republic, and we experienced all of these stages. When we got there, we loved it. It was so interesting. It was so different. We were meeting interesting people. We were fascinated by how different the language was. We enjoyed the food and the culture. But after about 2 months, we hit a wall, and we started to feel frustrated and almost depressed. And we thought, can we do this? This is so different. We miss our home. We miss our family. But what happened, I had read a book called Culture Shock, Czech Republic by Tim Nolan, and that's a series of books called Culture Shock, Country Name, and you should check that out, see if there's a book made for the country that you're going to. But in that book, it not only told me about Czech culture in general, but it had a section on culture shock, and it told me that these waves would happen, and it said typically 8 weeks, about 2 months was when you would hit that wall. And so having that knowledge, knowing that what I was going through was typical and that, as the book said, it would end, really helped me to fight through it. And one of the things the book said was, if you can fight through that homesickness and culture shock, this can be the most rewarding thing you've ever done. And that turned out to be true for my wife and me. We ended up living in the Czech Republic for 3 years, and it was the most rewarding thing we've ever done. And so I'm here to tell you that knowledge is power. When you go abroad, you will experience culture shock, but you need to know that you can fight through it. It will end, and if you do, it too can be the most rewarding thing that you've ever done.